Welcome back, GBA fans, to another GBA Season 10 interview. I have with me today Del, coach of the Edmonton Coilers. How's it going, bro?
Going good, man. How are you?
Good stuff. Yeah, very good. Thank you very much. I personally don't know a lot about you. I don't know how new you are to the draft community. I have checked out a couple of your videos. I do see that you're a big Oilers fan. Makes sense. With
Die-hard Oilers fan.
With the Coilers.
Has to rep the Coilers. Got to go with the Zygarde there.
Hell yeah.
Pay homage to my team.
Saw some of your nicknames on your Mons and some of your games, your BBR game.
Absolutely.
The one where you crit that Stone Edge and dodged a couple of Super Fangs. That was great.
Yep.
Good job. But
gotta pull out the luck sometime.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so yeah, just go ahead and introduce yourself and then the organization, who you'll be working with this season, all that jazz.
Awesome. So hello, everybody. As Aster said, my name is Del, channel name DDubble. Been around draft scene since, 2015, but started uploading on YouTube here. I think it was last December, November, like whenever BBR Season 4 started. I'm good close friends with Kurpie, and he helped me get integrated into that community. And ever since then, I've just been running with it. We kind of struck gold. I got to play Joey in his first game back. So shout out Joey for kind of blowing my channel up. And then we've just been riding it out ever since. We are the coach of the Edmonton Coilers. I will keep showing this jersey every single opportunity I get.
It's a beautiful
jersey. Finally just got this in. I'm super excited about it. Our assistant coach this year is OGalbina, Owen, as many of you know him within the draft community. Wonderful guy, really talented battler, helped me a lot in prep and in mocks and things like that over the past couple seasons of BBR. And I've really, me and him bounce off each other pretty well in terms of like ideas and kind of theory modding stuff. So he'll be helping me out this season. As we look to go for GBA Gold, I want that banner, man. I'm super excited for this year.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you, and I can tell that you're semi or at least very close with Owen. You guys have similar thumbnails on your channels.
Yeah,
a lot of the same stuff going on. Speaking of Owen, I would argue that Owen is probably the second best, if not best, assistant coach you could have here. As far as the assistant coaches that already exist this season, I think Matty obviously is an extremely good player. You gotta
tip
put
your
some
hat
respect.
to MattyBrollic, absolutely.
Yeah, of course,
that's an OG goat.
But Owen, from watching some of his stuff and recently co-commentating on the GBA fan tournament with Owen, I can tell that he really knows his stuff. He understands the game, and I think you do as well from watching a lot of your content a little bit recently, just to get prepared for this interview. So I have high hopes for the two of you.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of the other coaches and other assistant coaches in the league, is there anybody that you're excited to play this season? And if not that, is there anybody you consider to be a rival in this league?
I'm honestly super pumped to kind of just get to play everybody at this point. Like, GBA has been, I grew up on it. Like, I'm one of the kids that initially, 10 seasons ago, got to watch GBA in its start, and that was kind of what got me into draft league and stuff like that. So just being in the position is super, like, try not to fanboy, but at the same time you're like, 14, 15-year-old me would totally be freaking out about being in GBA, and I'm still a little bit, like, trying to play it cool, like I'm supposed to be here. But being kind of the new kid on the block, there's not a lot of guys that I would say I'm like looking forward to play, if that makes sense. I think TarHeel is one of the ones that really stands out for me because obviously, like, watched previous seasons and things like that. My good friend John Jr. is actually helping him assistant coach, so that's always fun. And then I don't think you can go wrong with saying SceptileMC is probably the guy. I think every single one of the people my generation kind of moving up into Mons wants to either beat or be. That guy is such a keystone part of what Draft League was when I was watching GBA. He was always a talent to watch. He was a smaller creator, but man, he pumped out some great videos, and I'm really looking forward to playing him. And then, of course, D.Rey. That's my good buddy. We're in BBR together. I'd love to smack D.Rey up a little bit. I don't know if I'll get to play him just because I have a wedding to go to. Thank God I have Owen in the back pocket there. But I really do want to get to play D.Rey. So hopefully, if we don't get to play early season, we can run it in the playoffs. And I think final one would be Uzi. I'm always, me and Uzi kind of just hit it off. He's a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan. We used to play in a league a long time ago, and I don't think he remembers it, but he used to smack me up really bad. So I'd like to get a little bit of a shot back at Uzi there. So that's probably my rival. Yeah, a little bit. Right. Healthy revenge, though. Healthy revenge.
Fair enough. Yeah, you said you've been watching the GBA since very long time, and I'm in the same. I was in a similar position, of course. Being brought up on the GBA, that's how I got into draft as well, with Shady's era and Dan and Miguel, and then getting the chance to actually play in the GBA. So we're very 100%. Similar in that sense. So I fully understand your fanboying. I was there like 3 years ago, or 4 years ago at this point. I fully get it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. So I'm assuming you said George, of course. Lars is a vet as well. So.
Absolutely, Lars is. I'm very blessed. I've gotten to play with Lars in a couple leagues, so that fanboyism of playing with Lars is kind of worn off. Now I just see him as kind of like another guy, and he's awesome. Lars is one of the nicest people I've ever talked to in draft leagues. So.
Funny enough,
he's always super funny too. He'll banter with you the whole time. He's great.
Yeah, funny enough, similar to me as well. I got to play Lars before I was ever in the GBA as well.
Yeah, right. No, Lars gets around. Man, that guy plays a lot of draft. You guys don't know it at home, but Lars plays a ton. That's why he's so good.
Oh yeah, he's got his German leagues. He's got his his smaller leagues that nobody knows about.
He's everywhere, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's sneaky.
But yeah, back to the nostalgia, I guess. Do you have a favorite moment from a past GBA season?
So long time ago, I was a big GBA, like huge fanboy, right? I always would try to like participate in tournaments. I got my ass kicked, and I used to go under a different mantra, back in the day. But I grew up playing VGC a lot. So I think when like watching the VGC guys kind of slowly start to come in and watching them play was a kind of a fun moment for me, because it felt really like, you know what, everybody can get along. It's not just like you play VGC, oh, we don't touch Draft League. Oh, we play Draft League, we don't touch VGC. Like, kind of that meshing of the two together. And then just like, as soon as I saw Aaron, Cybertron, if you're watching, probably not, but like, dude, huge fan. Watching his run was probably one of my favorite moments. Just kind of going through previous GBA seasons. And I mean, season one, just watching, draft kind of form was a treat for me. Like, looking back on it, that's such a nostalgia piece I took for granted. Like, oh, I'm watching something like historical take happen. So
yeah, it's crazy. Really like cool Tom and Danza are still here. Steve's like around.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, cool. They've all been extremely successful. Even moving on from draft careers too. So they've done extremely well for themselves.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, Wolfie's doing crazy, obviously.
Yeah, like, come on. biggest Pokemon YouTuber on the planet right now. He's insane.
But it's actually funny. Right around when they joined the GBA, because they weren't only in the GBA, they were in other leagues at the same time, is when I feel that they really started to understand the format.
Absolutely.
And they got so good so fast. And that's what I think
terrifying.
Really impresses me about them, is that it doesn't matter what format you give them. They are just so in tune to Pokemon.
They just get it, man.
It's crazy. Yep.
Some people, it's a gift. Like, I'm not great with numbers. I am super good at like having a good time, shooting the shit, bringing something fun, and trying to win. But sometimes, like, I'll go through prep stuff with Owen or even some of my other buddies, even previous BBR seasons, like playing against Joey and MV and those guys, like watching how they prep and build and stuff. I'm like, man, like this is some really in-depth stuff. Like, they go super, super deep with it. And I'm really lucky I get to kind of like see what they do and build off of that. Like, I'm always trying to improve, and I think that's such a big part of it, is watching them succeed, so I can try to take pieces of that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a big help. I don't know if you saw Joey's most recent game against MV. That was nuts.
It's one of those things where it's like you're watching two people just extremely good at their craft, kind of go at the same time.
And
it's
who
so
know
fun
each
to
other
watch.
pretty well too.
Exactly. So there's a whole other level of mind games to things when you know your opponent too. Like
Final Gambit,
it's so much fun.
copycat, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's so cool.
They're
It's so
sick.
cool.
They're sick. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much everything I think. I'm just looking through here. Is there something else that you're excited about this season? Maybe the new format with the drafting, or just the new format with the point system? Anything in particular? I
was gonna say I'm really looking forward to the home and away thing. I know this is like kind of a newer thing for Mons as a whole, but having like home games, it kind of puts an extra level of like pressure to succeed on that week, but also like, you know, you want to perform every single week and do your best, but like having that extra level of, you can get bonus points for certain things, which I think is awesome, because like
that's
exactly,
really cool.
I'm a huge like, you know, play to win, but at the same time, if I can get some like extra on the side for something, because I did something funny, or I did something like really cool, absolutely, I am so for that. Having that big moment in a draft league game is always kind of, you know, that's what keeps you coming back. It's I don't want to relate it to golf, because I know a lot of people out here probably do not golf, but I golf. You have one shot around that keeps you coming back. You can suck the whole day of golf, but if you have one shot and it's just perfect, you'll go back out and you'll waste another 4 hours of your life. And I feel like that's what Mons is. It's like you have one battle where it's like, oh, everything went right.
Every double, every prediction.
Every double, every call, everything just perfect. And then the next game you just get completely hacked out. But you're like, oh, but I played so well in that one game, though. Like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to keep coming back. So.
Yeah, it's the same thing when you're laddering. You can tilt for like 4 or 5 games in a row, and then you hit that one.
And then you're just untouchable for a game. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool, man. All right, well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. We're excited to see what the Coilers can do this season. Like I said, I'm personally rooting for you guys because, of course, we were in the mock draft together, the mock auction, when we were testing for the season, and I really like the Oilers as well. I'm a big Draisaitl fan.
Let's go.
I'm Canadian too, so love
Heck
hockey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Need some more Canadian action in the draft leagues.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Del. Really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to see what you can do.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate being here. Coil up, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Coil up. Let's go.
See you guys.